Direct hit your one decision away from a totally different life. Part I, the moment of truth. Let me begin by asking you the one question that has the power to change everything. What's the one decision you've been avoiding that could completely change your life? Most people never answer this. Kate will never answer this. They never face it. And because of that, they stay stuck. They wake up every day with the same problems, the same limitations, and the same story that says, this is just how life is, but I'm here to shake you out of that mindset. Because right now, in this moment, you are one decision away from a totally different life. It's not 5 years from now. It's not after the degree. It's not when your partner finally changes or when the economy improves. It's today. Part 2. The truth about change. Most people think change is hard. And yes, it can be. But here's the truth that most people never hear. Change doesn't take time. It takes courage. It's not about how long it takes you to do something. It's about the moment you decide that your current life is no longer acceptable. That's when transformation begins. Think about it. How long does it take to make a real decision? Not days, not weeks, a moment. It's the moment a woman says, I'm done settling in this toxic relationship. It's the moment a man says, I will never be broke again. It's the moment someone says, this body, this addiction, this life, I'm changing it now. That's how fast life can change. It happens in the moment of decision. Part 3. Your story is your prison or your power right now. Every single one of us is living a story. That story determines what you believe you deserve, how hard you work, how much you love, and what kind of results you get. The problem, most of us are stuck in a story that we didn't even choose. We inherited it from our past, from our parents, from society, from pain. Maybe your story says, I'm not good enough, or money is hard to make, or all relationships fail, or I always screw it up. Listen closely. Your story is either serving you or suffocating you. And if it's suffocating you, then you've got to do the courageous thing. You've got to rip that story out of your identity and write a new one, a powerful one, a story that inspires you, empowers you, and calls you to rise. Because the moment you change your story, you change your life. Part by E. Why we stay stuck, you might ask. If it's so simple, why do so many people stay stuck? Here's why. Because comfort is seductive. Even when your life is a mess, even when you're miserable, there's something safe about the familiar. You know how it feels. You know how to survive it. And the brain is wired to keep you alive, not make you happy. So what do most people do? They settle. They settle in jobs they hate. They settle in relationships that drain them. They settle in bodies they don't love. They settle in a life that's 10% of what they're capable of. Why? Because they think survival's good enough. But let me tell you something. You weren't born to survive. You were born to rise, to dominate, to master, to love deeply, to lead powerfully, to live boldly. But that only happens when you stop settling and start deciding. Part V, the power of decision. Let's talk about this word. Decision comes from the Latin word adicitere, which means to cut off. That means when you truly decide something, you're cutting off all other possibilities. That's the difference between a wish and a decision. A wish says, I'd like to lose weight. A decision says, I will no longer allow my body to hold me back. A wish says, I'd love to start a business. A decision says, no more waiting. I'm launching now, imperfectly, but powerfully. A wish says, I hope things get better. A decision says, I will create better no matter what. If you want a different life, you need to make different decisions. Not once, not when it's convenient, but every single day. Part VS, the pain is your lever. Some people change because they're inspired, but most people change because they're in pain. And you know what? That's okay, because pain, if you use it, can become your greatest ally. Let it drive you. If your health scares you, don't run from it. Let it fuel your transformation. If your heart has been broken, feel it, use it. Channel it into something greater. Pain doesn't have to be your punishment. It can be your power. Because when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing, that's when you move. That's when you rise. Part ASEAN, your standards create your future. Let me ask you, what's your standard? Because your life right now is a direct reflection of what you've decided is acceptable. Some people have high standards for their business, but low standards for their relationships. Some have high standards for their career, but low standards for their health. Some have high standards for how they treat others, but low standards for how they treat themselves. Your standards are your invisible thermostat. You can say all the right things, but if your standard is to just get by, that's exactly what you'll do. But when you raise your standard, when you say, this is no longer acceptable in my life, that's when your reality starts to match your identity. So here's the challenge. Raise your standard, then raise it again and again, and pretty soon the life you used to dream about becomes your new normal. Heart rate, the rituals of a new life. Now you've made the decision. You've raised your standards. You've committed to change. But here's the next part most people miss. Your rituals must reflect your new reality, because success is not an event, it's a ritual. If you want to be strong, you need rituals of fitness. If you want to be wealthy, you need rituals of discipline and focus. If you want to be happy, you need rituals of gratitude and perspective. Here's what I do every morning and what I recommend to all my students. Physiology first. Move your body, shift your state, breathe, gratitude practice, focus on what you already have, vision activation. See your future, feel it, own it. Massive action, do one thing immediately that aligns with your vision. You don't get what you want, you get your habits. And when your rituals reflect your new identity, success becomes automatic. Part 9, fear. Failure in the next level. Now let's talk about what's really stopping most people. You will be rejected, you will fall short. But so what? Every person you admire has failed. Repeatedly. What separates them isn't luck, it's how they respond. Failure is feedback, it's course correction. It's the universe saying, I'm not this way, try another. Don't fear failure, fear regret. Fear looking back 10 years from now knowing you could have had it all, but settled for less. Part X. The decision that changes everything. We've come full circle. You're still one decision away from a totally different life. And maybe, just maybe, today is the day you finally make it. Maybe today is the day you decide, I will no longer tolerate mediocrity. It will take control of my health, my wealth, and my emotions. I will live a life that inspires others simply by existing. I will lead with courage, not comfort. I will no longer wait. I will create. That decision, if backed by emotion, action, and repetition, will change everything. Because the real transformation doesn't happen in the decision alone. It happens in who you become because of that decision. Final words. You're the creator, not the victim. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are powerful beyond measure. You are capable of rewriting your story. You are the author, not the character. The sculptor, not the stone. So the only question that matters is this. What are you going to decide right now? Because whether you walk forward or stay where you are, that too is a decision. But remember this, you're one decision away from a totally different life. So make it count. Fool.